Fox News, by the way, turning to politics, out with a new national poll, and, well, Donald Trump leading with 26%. Carson, 23%. Cruz and Rubio coming in at 11%. The second tier, if you want to call it that, we have Bush, Huckabee, Kasich, and Paul all coming in, registering just 4%. Well, Wall Street Journal's Dan Henniger is here now. And Dan, looks like, and we've been saying this maybe for the last week, that there's the four candidates appear to be separating themselves a little bit, with obviously Trump, Carson, Rubio, and Cruz. Thank you. Ted Cruz, well, we'll get to that in a minute. Do you think that's true, or do you have any faith in these polls at all?
Well, the polls, I mean, we're almost getting overloaded with polls, but they are a snapshot of what's going on at a moment in time. And I think the thing to concentrate on here is where the movement is occurring. And Donald Trump keeps sitting there at between 23 and 26%. There isn't a lot of movement. I think he has solid support at around 25%.
But has he peaked?
That's the question. Is this a ceiling for him? Why isn't he up to 30%? Why isn't he gaining more support? Ben Carson is rising. And then the other two that are really interesting are Marco Rubio and Ted Cruz. Obviously, they came out of the last debate with more support than they had previously.
But your point
and Bush going down to 4 is starting.
Your point has been they have to build toward 50 in order to win, right? They've got their base, but they got to get that up.
Yeah,
right?
And, you know, the thing to always keep in mind in all these polls is that most people say they have not committed themselves to any one candidate.
Right. Very quickly, I want to get to this. Ben Carson just released this radio ad, apparently trying to appeal to African-American voters. Let's listen to it.
Heal, vote, vote, inspire, vote, vote, revive, vote, vote. Ben Carson, 2016. Vote and support Ben Carson for our next president and be awesome.
America became a great nation early on, not because it was flooded with politicians, but because it was flooded with people who understood the value of personal responsibility.
Okay, interesting. Not an ad that you would associate with Ben Carson. Do you think it's effective, and what do you think of that tactic?
I'm not qualified to judge Dr. Carson's skills as a rapper, to tell you the truth. But, you know, I like what he's doing. I really do.
You think that's a good approach?
Well, I think it is a good approach to try to reach out to the African-American community as a Republican presidential candidate, because Ben Carson's story is so admirable. And I think politically that black Americans need to hear what Ben Carson has to say. The idea is also always that black Republicans don't represent black America.
Right.
You've got to be a Democrat.
We hear that all the time.
And boy, if he can start carving into that support and draw somewhere, and the polls suggest that he might be able to do that, that would be a terrific thing.
Having said all of that, Dan, in your latest column, you make the point that Jeb Bush is the most qualified to be in the Oval Office, right?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, his term as 2 terms as governor in Florida were very successful, very conservative, and he has had a lot of experience. I am just so struck by the lack of preparation that Jeb Bush has brought into these debates. Marco Rubio and Ted Cruz obviously are well prepared. He isn't, and now he's falling into polls.
And he's paying for it.
I think he's paying for it. And I would like to see Ben Carson bring a little more substantive knowledge into these debates as well.
Maybe he'll rap something.
Yeah, that would be cool. Like Hamilton.
Dan, thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right, don't forget, of course, Fox Business hosting the next big Republican debate. We're going to be hitting the issues that matter to you. What a concept. Don't miss it. Next Tuesday, November the 10th, right here on the Fox Business Network.